I'm Melissa Sabatine, and today I'm one-on-one in the studio with National Transportation Safety Board Chairman Debbie Hersman. Created as an independent federal agency in 1967, the NTSB has investigated more than 132,000 accidents and made more than 13,500 safety recommendations. The NTSB is recognized internationally as a preeminent accident investigation organization. Chairman Hersman serves as the chief executive of the agency, which has 400-plus employees and an annual budget of more than $100 million. Chairman Hersman is recognized as one of the nation's most visionary and passionate safety leaders who advocates for safety across all modes of transportation. Among her many initiatives, Chairman Hersman has focused attention and actions on distracted driving, child passenger safety, and helping accident victims and their families. She emphasizes the NTSB's role as the conscience and the compass of the transportation industry. She's here to talk to us today about the recent release of the NTSB's 2013 Most Wanted list. Hi, Chairman Hersman.
Hi, Melissa.
Lovely to see you. Thank you for making time for us this week. I know it's been a busy week all the time for you, but especially this week with the Most Wanted list.
It's a good week for us. We're excited about issuing our Most Wanted list and really kind of lays our priorities or sets our roadmap for 2013.
So could you give us a lay of the land? What's the history and the purpose of the Most Wanted list?
Well, as you mentioned, the NTSB was created in 1967, and in 1990 we realized with all of our investigations and our recommendations, we really needed a better way to communicate our priorities to the public and to the transportation industry so they could take action. And so in 1990 we created a Most Wanted list of transportation safety improvements, and over the last 2 years we've really honed that list down to the top 10 issues. And so this year we issued our list for 2013, and we identified 10 safety areas where we want to see action in the coming year.
Now, what are the areas that are most relevant to our airport operators?
Well, I'd say first and foremost is the safety of surface operations on the airport. Years ago, this list actually used to be labeled runway incursions, but what we realize is in the airport environment, where there is so much risk because you're in the riskiest phases of flight, takeoff and landing, in and around airports, that it's not just about runway incursions, it's about runway excursions, runway incursions, things that happen on the surface of the area when aircraft are moving. I know everyone remembers that video footage of the A380 and the regional jet up at JFK and that strike that really spun the RJ around. We have issued recommendations dealing with technology, dealing with maintenance, dealing with training, and we want to make sure that the airport environment is as safe as it can be, even though there's a lot of risk there.
Now, what fell off the list and what stayed on the list this year?
Well, our list has 10 issues, as I mentioned, and 6 of those issues, or 60% of the issues, are new to the list. But as I mentioned, the surface operations at airports, that's actually one of those 4 issues that we held over from last year. Another issue area that we held over from last year was the safety of general aviation operations. And I know that many of your airports see a lot of mixed use operations where you've got commercial operators, you've got some charter operators, you've got some GA operations coming in. And so general aviation is where we see our fatalities in the aviation industry. We've had such a tremendous record on commercial aviation, improving safety, driving down the accidents and the fatalities. But at the NTSB, we investigated about 1,500 accidents last year, over 400 fatalities in aviation. Most of them occurred in general aviation, and many of them occurred in an experimental aircraft, which was a new area for us to take a look at.
And you mentioned there is a great record. What do you think the FAA and the industry has done right so far, and then what could we be doing better to achieve our safety goals?
Well, I have to compliment the FAA. They really have made tremendous amount of progress. There's a lot of rulemaking activity that has moved forward. And in particular, one thing that we've been focused on at the Safety Board for decades is fatigue. And the FAA took on the flight and duty time rule, and they were able to actually get a rule out, which we have not seen them be able to clear all the hurdles that they have to get through to get that done in the past. We're so enthusiastic about what has come out. We are disappointed that there was a cargo pilot carve-out. We think that fatigue is fatigue, whether you're carrying pallets or passengers, but we do applaud the work that the FAA did working with industry and labor to get that rule done. On the airport side, you all do so many great things. I had the opportunity to go out to Phoenix this past year for your annual conference, and I know how strong AAAE is with training activities, and that's one thing that's super. No matter what airport I go to around the country, whether it's Reno or whether it's LAX, I know that I'm going to be dealing with professionals who are working together, establishing best practices and common standards, and I think that AAAE does a lot of great work there.
Well, thank you. And we're looking forward to working with Vice Chairman Chris Hart. I know he is in charge of the airport recommendation. He's going to be a speaker at our upcoming Runway Safety Summit in Baltimore. So what else might he be doing to reach out to airport operators in the industry on that particular recommendation?
Well, there are 10 issue areas and we have 5 board members, and so each of the board members has selected 2 areas that they want to focus on this year, and our Vice Chairman, Chris Hart, is focusing again this year on the runway safety and the airport surface operation issue. And I know he's looking forward to coming to the conference next month, and he will continue to advocate throughout the rest of the year, whether it's through social media, through blogs, through communicating with leaders in the field, or even doing site visits, being able to go out and see what's going on. We know there's great technologies that are being deployed in many airports to help with runway incursions, to help make sure that people are aware of what's going on. We know there's progress being made addressing contaminated surfaces and giving good reports to the pilots. And we know in all of these areas that information is one of the best tools we have to deal with events that occur that are unexpected or unplanned. It's making sure that you know what's going on and you're communicating that information to everyone, air traffic controllers, airport personnel, and the pilots.
Right. Communication is key, isn't everything? Well, thank you so much for your time today. Is there anything that we've missed or you'd like to add?
I don't think so. We're really looking forward to continuing to work with the airports community and with AAAE. One of the things that I have very much appreciated, as you mentioned, that family assistance is one of the areas where I want to focus on. And we know that airports are very often the gathering sites after an accident, regardless of whether or not the accident occurred on your property. And we really appreciate the work that's been done in the last decade to be prepared if there is an event. And we've seen some great preparation as well as good coordination of people learning what it means to work with the NTSB after an accident, and also how to support family members. And so I do want to say thanks for that.
Well, we look forward to working with you more on that, and thanks for being here.
Happy to do it.